Yes, sir. And we are live and counting. 3 seconds, 4, 5, and 6. Live and direct with a new episode of No Cap Live. Coming to you live and direct. Yours truly, KC and Coach P. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, No Cap stands for the knowledge and wisdom of KC and Paris. Now, as you can hear, my brother from another, as he's been true to form, is coming with music that day. Today, we got gospel music playing in the background, y'all. So we'll get to that in a moment. What brought us to the gospel, we'll go ahead and enjoy.
Come on, let's have a little church right now. Thank you, Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. Hallelujah.
It is the sweetest name. Oh, I ain't gonna do it like that. Hey, right, P. How you doing today?
Indeed. So, you know, my brother KC has started his own trend with coming on live, coming in hot with music. And, you know, so I started to ask the question that I'm about to ask right now. What made you be in the mood for that particular music? It doesn't matter what it is, I always ask. And today, we're asking in regards to this gospel that you brought to us today.
Because we about to go to church. We about to go to church.
I think a lot of people need it. I think a lot of people need it.
We about to go to church for a little bit today. That's why I'm feeling a little church formish.
Hey,
So
but
we gonna
just in case, because a couple of viewers are coming in late, go ahead and hit them with a little bit of more of what we came on with today. Like I said, my brother came on with that. With his mood, it's always up to him what music he comes on with. He started a new trend, and today,
let me see if I can go back. You ain't gonna let me go back, so we gotta go here. We're gonna go somewhere else.
hey,
No matter how hard you work, striving to make things better in your life.
I'm just jamming, y'all. Y'all gotta ride with me for a minute.
Well, I want you to turn to the one next to you and tell them, you tried your way. It didn't work.
You put him second and put you first. You trusted friends. Thought they had your back.
anybody out there?
Every time you turn around, it seems you under attack. Yeah. But turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, see the devil is a lie. Neighbor, see I'm not gonna cry. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't get me started on, come on, P. You know, that's my kind of thing right there. I'm gospel, man. Come on.
One more. Give me one more before we get going.
You want one more? Are you in church mood today? Hold on, let me.
One more before we get going.
Hold on. You in church mode today? Hold on.
Feel like heard. That's all. I just feel like it needs to be heard by everybody. Whoever.
Let me get back in here. Let me see where we got. Let me go here.
Give me one more.
All right, bet I'll go right here, man. We'll go here. Cause this was something.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, y'all know what that is. Won't he do it? He said he would. Come on with it, man.
I'm gonna give it to you today.
Come on with it, man. We're going to church today, man. That's how I'm feeling today. How you feeling today?
Our device. Hold on, real quick.
Well, while P doing that, for those of y'all that's on with us right now, check it out. I'm gonna say a little prayer for us real quick. Let's do something a little different. Y'all know how I get out. So we're gonna bow our heads a little bit. I'm gonna do it for us. God, thank you for bringing us here today. For the eyes that's watching us, for the ears that can hear us, for the hearts that can feel this. Father, there's been some turbulent times and there's been some difficult times, but I pray that you continue to put your hands on us and breathe on us, Lord. We ask that you rain down on us your blessings when we feel like the doors ain't opening for us, Father. You knock down walls and buildings so we can get to the advancement, Father. So today, Father, I pray that you speak to me and speak through me so that the message that you give to me, I'm able to pass on to others, Father, and let them know that we're going to knock down all barriers and we're going to keep on ascending and not pretending, but we're going to keep on going up to our highest and our best expectations the way we're going to live our best life the way you see fit for us to live it, God. In Jesus' name we pray. God bless and amen. Hello. Welcome to No Cap. Yeah,
Well,
it's me.
okay, I grabbed the wrong charger.
Don't worry about it. I got us right now. How y'all doing today, man? It's your boy C. Ooh. So we here today. I know y'all just heard me pray, right? I've been in gospel mode all day. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to go to church a little bit because I feel like going to church with y'all. So all y'all that's in there, man, hey, hello. I see my sister right there. Hey, man, listen.
All
Amen.
right.
Amen. And amen again. Because I want all y'all to feel good today, man, because we done went through.
That quick.
If y'all know what y'all done been through this year and y'all already here, listen, tax time up here, y'all getting checks back. Send me some money, cash at me.
Send them with Train the Brain Fit Club today. Get your body right.
My cash app is $ Cotton Casey. Send that, I'll take it. I accept cash, app cash, Apple Cash, credit cards, debit cards, cash, app. I accept all that shit.
Cash app.
Just don't give me coins. I even take them. Fuck it. Throw them at me like a wishing well.
Okay. Somebody tried to pay me one time about 1.5 years ago. Came to me. Now, mind you, I do business with these people, and I used to. At the time, I was doing business with them, and I paid them every single time in stone cold cash. I was doing business with them for about, amen. Somebody said, amen, amen.
Amen.
I was doing business with them, gave them stone cold cash every month for the business I was doing with them. Then one time they wanted to do some business with me where they had to pay me because I sell equipment too, sell apparel, but also I'm a reseller of fitness equipment. If you need it, I got you. But and they were buying some fitness equipment. They said, "Oh, can we pay you in coins?" The hell no. Pay me in cash. I've been paying you. The heck?
Right.
Can I pay? I ain't never paid you in coins. I ain't never even came up as an option. Ain't that about it?
Yeah, it's hard to pay people in coins. I got a whole bunch of coins right now.
No. They was talking about the
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh hell no, hell no. Give me mine in my hand.
Yeah. It was like, can we pay you in Bitcoin? Let me be clear.
You ever heard that saying?
And it never came up before any other 50s or thousands of dollars I spent with them. Never came up as an option for me to pay in Bitcoin. But when it came time for them to pay me, ain't that about it?
Let me give you some Bitcoin. No.
Right.
Give me my shit in paper. A bird in hand is better than two in the bush. You can keep us in the bush and give me now. That's why they say if you win the lottery, give me now. I don't need the 20-year run. I might not be here 20 years from now. Give me now. If I fuck it up, if I mess it up, that's on me. But give it to me and let me mess it up for myself. Pay me the way I paid you.
Nah, I don't want no Bitcoin. What you talking about?
Shitting me. Don't give me nothing with a bit in it. It says some gigabits. Oh, them called gigabytes. I'm tripping. I said gigabits. Ah, man, what's up with my partner, man?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got your book. You are very welcome. I'm glad you got it. I think you probably received it yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm glad you did get your book.
Listen, I got to order a book because my partner right here, every time we do a contest, every time we give away shirts and shoes, and we ain't give away no shoes, but every time we give away shit, and y'all getting books and shit, nigga not once said, Case, let me send you a book. How are we gonna have a book club without no damn book?
No. You know what? When we sent the books out, I said, "Oh damn, I should have sent Casey a book." So when we I'ma send you one.
Nigga ain't got no guys. We're gonna be over here reading. I'm gonna be the digital copy.
Nah, you go get the hard copy. I'm sending it. You'll get it by next week, the top of next week.
Look, we supposed to be doing a book club. I'm gonna be over here just like put that shit on the screen.
Nah, he didn't get a book, but he gonna get one. Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna make it official right now.
Nah. Hey, I was over here. Oh, let me get my sports news out the way. In official Raider news, there's been no real moves. So for those that's Raider fans, we wait till the season. But if you're a Niners fan or anything other than a Raiders fan, log off. But don't really log off.
That's not sports, because it's more to sports than just that.
Yeah, I know. But we gonna talk.
You can't say just say and your local Raiders news.
Yeah, that's where we go with Raiders news. I ain't gonna do it, JJ. I ain't gonna do the Raiders news today because Sacramento ain't got no team.
Well, they got basketball.
Like I said, Sacramento ain't got no team.
They don't have no football team.
Only football. They got basketball. Yeah. The Kings ain't doing shit either.
No, she's saying we ain't gonna talk about basketball or soccer or baseball.
Oh, my fault. Y'all do got a team. Y'all got the Kings. I was just playing. No, we can talk about basketball. The WNBA just got a multi-billion-dollar TV deal now, so they finna start making more money. Huh?
We ain't from Sac. Don't do my Kings.
He said, "Don't do my Kings like that." Hey, come on with it, man. Hey, listen.
You said what about the WNBA? Let's talk about it.
They just got a couple $1 billion endorsement. So the women, because they don't make money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA make millions. They don't make money. They making like 60,000. They making like 60,000 a year. They really not making money like that. So now they
make $60,000 in the WNBA.
Yeah, they not making
the basic people, not like the.
I'm talking about like Angel Reese.
Nah, cuz. That
you know how she getting her money right now. Your volume going in and out too, P. But you know how they keep getting their money? Them endorsements. Endorsements. So Shaq gave Angel Reese like a couple $1 million endorsement on the Reeboks. Caitlin Clark, she get her endorsements for whatever, and that's how they getting their money. The pop outs, but they not getting paid like that, bro. They really, yeah. She say, let me Google, yeah, because they not really getting no bread. You know what I'm saying? And CC supposed to have been on the show. CC was supposed to get on here 2 weeks straight. So right now I'm putting her on blast, so she knows that next week we will be looking for her. CC, if you're in the building, I'm gonna call your number out like a goddamn DMV number. C old. Yeah.
So I sent the message out for us to send you a book. I sent that out to Amanda, and Amanda said, I said, send Casey a book. She said, it's gonna cost them. Might cost them a little, might cost them a lot, but it's gonna cost them. That's from
I know the movie. It might cost you a little.
No, that's the episode. I think that's the Martin episode, ain't it?
Damn, where did that come from?
Damn, she made
74,000. Told you. And this year is 96,000. Told you. They're not getting papered up like that. But now they just got a new deal. So now they might start playing.
The dudes in the G League make that or more.
Yeah. But you gotta think about it like this. Right now, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, that's your female version of Magic and Bird. So you gotta give it some time, because you gotta remember, in Magic and Bird area, the NBA wasn't that big either until they start coming out and making a thing. So now you got, even the NBA period ain't doing this well viewer wise as far as other sports. So just to see them, hell, I make more than
shit. We all do.
Hey, listen. Hey, some is better than none.
They get the endorsements though. They get
right.
So that's what they go.
They get endorsements, man. They getting to do what they do in front of people. Shit, they doing something they grew up loving to do. You know what I'm saying? They playing a kids game for 96,000.
And it opens up doors for other things like appearances on TV. Their brand. Like I know Angel Reese, she has her own podcast, so it opens up doors for becoming a brand and being money. But just getting that, that definitely seems a lot. That seems low.
Yeah, I mean, but it got to start somewhere. Brick by brick. Brick by brick, man. Let them build it. What they doing right now, they're paving the way for somebody else. Just like you said, they setting it up for the long term. So right now we enjoying Magicina and Larita Birdish. You know what I'm saying? We enjoying them. But at some point it's gonna be LeBronisha and Stephisha. So we're gonna get there. It's good to watch the progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the progression for sure.
Yeah, it's good to see that. I I had a joke for you today.
Oh, that was from Martin. It might cost a little bit. It's
Yeah.
when the plumber was on the episode.
I remember. The fat guy.
It's the
And
plumber.
yeah. I remember.
Might cost you a little, might cost you a lot, but it's gonna cost you. That's Martin.
It's gonna cost you. Yeah, when he they thought he died when he got down right yeah. Then what I was finna say, I had a joke for you, but I had a trivia question. I just can't remember it right now. But I do have a joke for you.
Oh, here we go.
This joke is good because it's gonna go to where I want to go.
Okay.
So it was a black guy, a white guy, and a Mexican guy, right? And there was a king. The king says to the three guys, whichever one of y'all can swim across this ocean filled with sharks and all that good stuff, I'll give you whatever you want. Even you can even have my daughter if you want. Right? White guy got real excited. He jumped dead ass in the water. Start swimming. Shark came up, ate him. Damn. The black guy and the Mexican guy looked at each other. Mexican said, hell, I'd do it. Mexican went and jumped in the water. He like, shit, nigga, my people had to get it from Mexico, though. I'll do it. He started swimming. Damn shark came up, ate him. Black dude like, fuck that shit. Black dude made a big splash in the water. Right? Wait, see, Bell said he on vacation, but he did. Oh. See, Bell, man, you're going to have to talk about you going on vacation without saying nothing before you get up on these lives, and then we ain't got you in the comments. I'll see you next week. Anyway, the black dude made a splash. Black dude starts swimming. He's swimming real fast. He make it to the other side of the ocean.
Who made it to the other side?
The black guy. The black man made it to the other side of the ocean. The king said, hell, boy, you made it. Tell me what you want. You can have anything you want, even my daughter. The black dude looked at the king and said, I want the motherfucker who pushed me in the water.
Because there's no way I was
jumping in the water. That's going to take me where I want to go today. Remember that joke for later, because I'm going to go back to, you know how we circle back around, but I just want to share that joke with you. Today, I was reading. I was at church for a minute. I wanted to get some word in because I went on Sunday, but I got kind of caught up working. So I kind of missed my service and I have to go back to my service. So I don't even know if I'm ready to go right here right now. But I was reading, it was about Acts. It was in Acts chapter 28, verse 1. He said, and then they were escaped. Then they knew that the island was called Malta. Malta means little liar and people that hate. And the barbarous people showed us little to no kindness, for they kindled a fire and received every one of us because their present reign and because the cold something. That's what it said. I didn't understand that text, but I'm gonna tell you what I got from it.
I didn't understand.
I didn't, right? You know, you got to read the whole thing. People take verses out the Bible and they just start going from there, read from here, and then interpret it the way they want to interpret it. I need to read the whole story because I like detail. But the Acts is about Paul, and I guess Paul was a big sinner. If you notice, all God's disciples was sinners, you know. So I guess Paul was a big sinner, and then God called him, and he became the biggest. They say that he did way more of God's work than he did sinning, and he did a lot of sinning. So they even said that he got bit by a snake, and that the snake venom was killing animals and killing people real quick. But when it bit him, he was able to wash it off in the fire and didn't get sick. So I thought about that, and I started thinking to myself, like, damn, that's crazy. But I'm gonna lose my train of thought. So let me go here. I was asking myself a question. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying anyway, P. You know how I do. But I gotta make sure I get my thoughts and stuff, put it together. So I was thinking about something. You ever notice when people come into your life, you ever ask that question like, damn, why this person in my life?
Mm-hmm.
Why did this person come into my life?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what they say, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But there's no such thing as a coincidence or nothing just actually accidentally happens. Shit happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What if what if this? What if the people what if the people that's coming into your life are just the the mirrors, the mirrors that of the things that we don't want to the mirrors of ourselves. Remember when we did our first podcast, not our first one, P, like when we first
But you
started
talking
No
about
Cap.
it is?
When we first started No Cap. Not the recent one, because this is our updated version. When we started
Oh,
downtown Atlanta.
2016,
2016? Okay.
17.
Somewhere
Somewhere.
around, it might have been before that, was it?
I want to say
It might
26.
be like, I want to say like 2013, 2014.
Oh, that was when we did the other
Oh,
podcast.
PSA. You right.
That was
Okay.
PSA. But when we
Okay.
did No Cap, when we came back with No Cap, the first one was 2016 or 17. Maybe 20.
Okay. So you reading something you don't even know about. I'm going to teach you about it. Watch me. Watch me work. What they say about Steph Curry? Let me cook. All right. Damn. See, she done threw me off what I was just going to say. But anyway, when we start talking about that back then, we start talking about our childhood traumas.
Uh-huh.
You know, that was one of the first things that we did when we were doing on Spotify, raising our inner child, raising that inner, raising and telling our younger versions that it's okay. We got us now. It's time for us. We look out for so many people, but it's okay to look back and say, hey, I'm gonna pull us up now. Now that was one of our things that we talked about back then. So I seen something last night that came out that was like, do you ever wonder why somebody stays on your mind a lot? Why somebody won't leave your mind?
Mm.
And what came from it was that person triggered something in you. That it's not that you're actually thinking about that person. It's something about yourself that person resembles. So let's say a trauma or something about yourself that needs to be fixed, resolved, healed, whatever word we want to use for it. When somebody sits on your mind like that, or something keeps popping up on your mind, well, the person, it's something about that person that triggers something in you that make you can't let them go, because it's something that you're hiding, some shadow work that you got to do that this person is triggering. So then you got to start asking yourself the question, well, why are these people coming into my life? So, perfect example, you can meet somebody in the store right now. Y'all can have a cool conversation. Shit might not seem, whatever y'all talked about, you can walk out that store and forget you completely had that conversation. As soon as you walk to the next aisle, you forgot about that person. In that same store, you can walk and meet somebody else. You can talk to them for 3 minutes. They might give you something that'll last you a lifetime. And those 3 minutes of conversation, you'll never see that person again. Right?
Yeah.
So what God started doing, this is the way I feel about it. God starts sending people into your life, the people that play important parts, little parts that become instrumental to your life. God starts sending new people to you, and then we get attached. It goes with the soul ties and the soul connections and all that good stuff. But what about these people that we're attracting? The people that, I think anyway, the people that we're attracting is people that hold little triggers for us. That hold little triggers for us. And what I noticed, like a lot of the people that I used to deal with, and I see now in present tense, in present form, like, damn, this person did this. This was a behavior that I seen from somebody else, but now I'm doing this same behavior. Now I'm doing the same thing that I didn't like somebody doing to me. So why did I get it from this person? Did I pick up this bad behavior? Was that part of the energy transfer? Or was it was something that I was trying to hide about myself, but this person triggered it and made it.
My mom bought me the cup. Thank you. No, keep talking. I want you to lose your train of thought.
No, but damn, you just made me lose my train of thought right when you said that. But it's the people that's coming in, are they triggering, are they just the reflections of us? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, God didn't put this person into my life, and now I'm doing these same shits. Like one person used to always, I don't even want to use that as an example, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So then I start thinking, why don't we pick up on these red flags, I'm gonna call them, in the beginning? Why we don't pick up that this is something that's one of my triggers? Why you hold up your water? Cause he held up his shit. Mine got cranberry and lemon in it. Hater. So damn, y'all fucking me up. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my comments off. Uh
Your triggers.
but yeah, my triggers, why don't we what I say? Why don't
Address it.
we see it in the beginning?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, because you don't see it. You don't know that it's the trigger until it, well, I'm gonna say this. I think when you start getting on your healing journey, on that little journey where you start like, you know what, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna start doing better than what I was doing. I think that's when you start seeing clearer, like, damn, this person used to do this and now I can see it in myself because this is something I don't like. I don't want to pass it on to somebody else, but now you start noticing, damn, this person can, damn, perfect examples. There you go. I told you before, I told my sister this before. It was a sequence, bro. A sequence for me that went bink, 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 and I didn't know what for. One of my homies, one of my good friends, we went on a trip one day and we hung out. And during this time that we was hanging out, everything about this person resonated with me. It was like, damn, it was like I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
And I was able to see, I was able to talk to myself and look at myself from another person's perspective. But it was like stepping outside of my body and watching me. Then it was some that come in that showed me, yo, you gotta appreciate yourself more. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhere some people come in and it was like, damn, I'm being hella goofy. You know what I'm saying? I'm being a sucker over here fucking with you. Excuse my language. You know what
No.
I'm saying? But I'm doing this, and this ain't who I am. But you were sent here to show me that the behavior that I was displaying wasn't the behavior that I was supposed to be doing. Right. So I didn't watch it happen several times.
Yeah.
Right. Like, damn, I I, I did that, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. And then I started thinking to myself, okay, I know I'm growing. So wait, I'm gonna stop right there. P, what you got to tell me something? P, talk to me so my mind can work the way I want it to work.
So,
What you got?
you know, when you talk about what you're talking about at the base of it, at the root of it, especially where you started when you were talking about being like childhood traumas or things that triggered from a childhood, it's usually something that definitely can, if a person goes back and they're willing to be honest with themselves, something that was a weakness at that point, but they as a child didn't understand how that trigger that you're talking about. I'm talking about the trigger. That thing triggered, what it triggered was a response in them that was a weakness. It made them feel the opposite of joy. It made them feel the opposite of peace. It made them feel the opposite of happiness. Because when you're young, your things that you recognize and hold on to are very, very basic, like happy, peace, joy, glad, like, don't like. You understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about these things happening as triggers to a young mind, to a young person, is definitely something that is the opposite of any of those basic responses, those basic emotions. And it becomes something that then that inner child identifies as something that they don't like, but it's a weakness. And when the weakness is not repaired, it sits there, but it's covered up as you continue to get older, right? As you continue to grow into a teenager and then a young adult and then a grown adult. But that weakness can still sit inside of the grown adult. And when met with an individual that they connect with in a certain way, if that person triggers that weakness, then it's activated because it was never taken care of. So to answer your original question, the universe or God could be sending that mirror of that person for the individual to get an opportunity to finally overcome the weakness. So when I'm training individuals and they say something like, oh, they have back pain, and I'm a corrective exercise specialist, there's 3 phases of corrective exercise, right? The first is reducing pain, like getting the pain to subside so they're no longer in pain. Then we can increase range of motion, get movement. And then the third and probably the most important is to strengthen. Because when you strengthen, it's no longer weak. And when you strengthen and it's no longer weak, it's less likely to have the pain come back. And even if the pain did come back, because you're stronger where you were once weak, you are now able to adapt and fix it, when once it was just a weakness that always stayed. So an opportunity to strengthen is how a person should take that trigger when they see it. And if it keeps coming with different people, it's because that person hasn't been honest with themselves about a weakness that they had that started as a kid. Are they strong enough now to be vulnerable enough to identify that weakness and do the work to turn what was once a trigger of a weakness into a strength? You can take a Tylenol and it can mask the pain, but it's only a count. My bad. I'm back. Don't worry about it. I'm back. I'm back. My
Hey.
device crapped out. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
So what I was saying is we're gonna get it right. You can take a Tylenol, right? And it will mask the
Yeah, we
pain.
froze.
Huh?
Yeah, she said you all froze. Because
No,
it
I
froze on
fixed
me,
it.
so I thought it was me.
No, it was me. My other device died, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna fix it. But anyway, what I was saying is you can take a Tylenol and it will we're doing our own stunts right now, and it will mask the pain, right? But it's only a countdown, a matter of time before the effects of the Tylenol wears off. And then the pain is still there, right? Because the issue was never solved. The weakness was never taken care of. It was just masked with pain or alcohol or marijuana or whatever a person uses to get through weaknesses. Or even just, like Cece said, even just using that person as something to cope with until they get tired of the bull and they can no longer cope. So, long story short, you're correct that it starts from the childhood, but it has to be seen as a weakness. And when you identify it as a weakness, you have to be willing to do the work to get stronger in that area, because until you do, you will remain weak.
Yeah. So I like what you just said right there, because you got to identify the problem and the pain. Then one thing that you always say, here go a P quote. The solution is always in the problem.
Always in the problem.
Right? So
I
let's
got
go
it
there.
on one of these cards right here.
Let's expand on that. So, like I was saying, people come into your life and then you start identifying the reasons why they come in. Or, like Banana said, you know what I'm saying? It takes years to why this keep happening to me? And again, I go back to when a pastor said a long time ago, some of y'all keep coming in this church and wondering why I keep saying the same message. Because some of y'all ain't learned it yet. God to do the same thing. He gonna keep on putting the same people into your life. Different name, same people, because you ain't learned the lesson. You ain't learned the lesson. And that goes back to identifying your triggers, identifying what's hurting you. What's hurting you on the inside. So for me, I had to look and say, damn, what am I allowing? What am I allowing in my life? Not just who I'm allowing, but what am I allowing in my life to burden me, to hinder me, to keep me here? And I had to ask myself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? And I had to, I had to give this, I had to learn this when I go in my closet and talk to God all the time. When I go in there and talk to God, it's not me talking to somebody else, it's me talking to God. You know what I'm saying? So I can go in there and be honest and open and tell God things that I won't tell another soul. But I don't have to worry about telling another soul because God already knows, because God knew what it was going to be before it was. Right? Because God knows me in human form and in spirit form. So I had to start realizing that in those moments, not only do I got to be honest with God, I got to be honest with myself and start saying, Casey, what are you masking? What are you masking? What kind of pain are you trying to subdue real quick? That so you can. One thing I used to do, Pete. I don't know how you do, but I used to. I still do it. I put myself in competition with everybody. Right? I put myself in competition. That's what fuels me. Can I be better than you at something? And I think in doing that, I was doing more harm to myself than good. Right? Because me trying to compete with everybody is me keeping up with the Joneses, or me attempting to keep up with the Joneses while depleting my resources, my internal resources. I'm so busy trying to keep up with everybody else that I'm neglecting what it is that's going to make me happy, that what it is that's going to make me me. So in the on the journey to finding out who I am, right? I had to start saying, well, what is it what is it that I'm holding on to? What is it that I'm holding on to? Am I holding on to uh who can get the most girls, or who can make the most money, or who can drive the best car? Am I holding on? Who am I competing with? And for the and what you got, P?
Desire.
Mm.
A lot of times what people are holding on to, and it can lead to competition, it can lead to doubt, it can lead to reflection, it can lead to a lot of things. It's desire. And I just wrote a quote the other day that I posted. And it says, logic versus emotion, right? And discernment over desire. Because being led by the desire of money, or the desire of wanting something, or a woman, or the desires that a lot of times the things that people desire can be part of the issue, because they desire this thing so much that they start going down a path that's not beneficial for them, but they're being led down that path solely by their desires, not by their wisdom, not by their best skill sets, not by what's best for them or meant for them, but by a desire, something that they desire. And desires are strong. They strong as fuck. Right? The things that a person desire can grab a hold on. This is why a lot of people get hooked on drugs, because they desire the high. It's a whole, it's all desire. Some people also can say appetite. They'll talk about the appetite for things, but it's the desire. So when you start to pray and meditate, one of the things that people often overlook is learning how to be in control of their desires, instead of their desires being in control of them. Because if a person is unaware, they could be very well be being led by their desires and out of control.
I always take myself back. Like for whatever I do, for whatever milestone I hit or accomplish or whatever, I always, in my mind, I always put myself back with my brothers. I always put myself back with my brothers, where we sitting in a room or at a table, and we going over how life treated us. We going over how life treated us. And I always see myself talking to my brothers and saying, hey, I did this, I accomplished this, I accomplished that, I accomplished this. This is how my life went. And then I listen for them to tell me theirs, like their accomplishments. And we can sit down and say, yeah, we did it, guys, and kind of high five. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
round table kind of talk.
Yeah.
But what I realized, and a hard reality is those moments seldom come. And the possibility of it happening without it being a death in the family is slim to none. You know what I'm saying? So then you start looking at our classmates. A lot of our classmates that when we was younger, we wouldn't think then when we in our 40s that our classmates wouldn't be here with us. Whether whatever happens, you know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
or some of our relatives wouldn't be here with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got cousins and friends that we grew up that's our same age that ain't here no more. And for me, I always look back and say, yo, one day I'm gonna sit down with my brothers and we're gonna sit down at this table and we're gonna talk and say how life did it for us. I had an epiphany the other day, like, yo, that shit ain't, you can't wait for that. You can't wait for that. Life gonna keep on passing you by if you keep waiting to go back and tell. What is it that I'm trying to prove to my brothers? What is it that I'm trying to prove to other people? What am I, you know, or I would think, damn, if I go to our class reunion, if I go to our 20-year class reunion, yo, I can see all my old school friends that we went to school with, and everybody gonna be doing good. And I don't even give a fuck about 98% of motherfuckers. So what am I trying to prove?
Yeah.
Who am I trying to prove something to? Then I had to realize that I ain't trying to stop trying to prove shit. I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to prove. And in doing that, one of what I realized a lot of my pain comes from a lot of my pain comes from I think when I was a 5-year-old boy.
Mhm.
I think from when I was a 5-year-old boy, I think maybe my stepdad said something to me along the lines of, I don't even remember, but whatever it was traumatic, or maybe I remember and I ain't gonna share it. But it was one of those moments, and I think that scarred me more than the whooping would,
Mhm.
because I carried that with me for so long.
Mhm.
And what happens is your self-worth, even as a toddler, even as
Mhm.
a young kid, your self-worth has been damaged.
Mhm.
And when your self-worth is damaged, and you don't even know what self-worth is at this point,
Mhm.
but it's damaged.
Mhm.
So as you're growing up, you're not feeling complete.
Mhm.
No matter what you do, you don't feel enough.
Mhm.
You don't feel like you're enough. And you don't even realize that you was damaged
Mhm.
prematurely. You was damaged so young that you didn't even know what was being damaged.
Mhm.
And then as you start progressing, you start realizing like, yo, something just don't sit right.
Mhm.
Something's not letting me be the best version of me that I can be. So how
Mhm.
do I become the better version of me? Then they say, you got to start forgiving.
Mhm.
You got to forgive people. And forgiving's not for the other person,
Mhm.
it's for you.
Mhm.
And one of the hardest things for me is saying, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive you. I can say it all day. Yeah, I forgive you, but I won't forget. If I can't forget it, I don't really forgive you.
Mhm.
Fuck you. I
Mhm.
don't like you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm holding that. I'm holding that hate in my heart. Go ahead, P.
You don't have to like a person first and foremost to forgive them for something that they did in a certain moment of time. You don't have to love them to forgive them. And this is why people say it's for you, because it's a moment in time that can stay stuck with a person forever, when even that individual that caused that trauma at that time may not even remember that instance. So if a person is traumatized by something that a person who was the corporate of that trauma doesn't remember, that means that this person is holding on to a trauma that the person that, if they addressed it with them, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's a very
Right.
real thing, right? And so this is why people say you got to forgive them. You don't got to like them. You don't got to love them. You don't even got to care about them. But in that instant that caused the trauma, there has at some point, the forgiveness has to be done for yourself, because that person has already moved on. It's not a part of their life story. It's a part of the other individual's life story. And it will forever be until that person gets out of that moment that caused the trauma. And one of the ways of doing that is by forgiving the situation that happened. Now, what you were talking about just now is you what I was talking about earlier, being a child, right? And you don't, and like you said, you don't know what self-worth is. Like that's not something, but you know what you like and you don't like, what bothers you, and what's hurtful and not hurtful, what makes you smile and makes you think like, wait, what was that? Even at an early age. If a kid touch a hot stove, oh, that's hot, don't do that again. If they fall down, oh, I don't like falling. Very, very basic, right? Don't nobody got to tell you all these big other words, and you know if you like something or you don't. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Even what fear is and what joy is, like, you know what I mean? And so if you go back to that basic nature of just understanding that, this is why I quantified it as it being something that now was a trigger, like you said, but becomes a weakness. Because in that moment, whatever was said or done, when it happened, when you go back to that moment, if you really think about it, you can identify your mood and how your mood changed and was affected. Whether you heard it, whether it was one time or a couple times that this thing happened at a young age, but you can identify your mood if you are brave enough and courageous to do so. You can go, I remember how I felt. And now, as an adult taking care of your inner child, you can identify more clearly what you felt. When your mood changed in that moment, when you do that, you're starting the process of logic over emotion, and you're starting the process of repairing the damage that was done in that moment when your mood changed. But it's a vulnerability to go back and be honest about what, as a child, you felt in that moment. Now you can identify how that childhood moment still exists today. And because it still exists today, it is a weakness that is triggered by actions of individuals when it's a like situation. And the way to overcome that is to become stronger than you were in the moment when you were first attacked by that. Because as a child, when you didn't know what the differences were, when you didn't know all these things, you were not at the mental capacity, the physical capacity strong enough, to the spiritual capacity to let alone understand it, but fight against it. But now you are. But now you are. So now that you are, you start to fight against it. You start to fight in a way that is repairing from that first original mood that changed, and you take back that power. And then once you take that power back, you so fucking powerful, you can even forgive the individual in the first place.
Yeah, what I think is God forgives. I'm learning. I ain't God. I'm learning to forgive. And I ain't even looking at forgiving the people that hurt me. I'm looking at forgiving me for allowing myself to be hurt.
Indeed.
For allowing myself to even deal with the bullshit that I dealt with. For even allowing myself to go through the shit that I went through. I'm at that point of forgiving myself now. Like, you know what? Fuck all them folks. But on the other side of that, it's like now I find myself backtracking a lot, going back into my my childhood, my life lessons, and I start sitting in them. I start sitting in them and saying, you know what? What hurt me here? What made me feel this way? What made me feel like this? Because guess what? I start carrying that shit with me along the way. You know what I'm saying? So not just the women that I deal with or the people that I deal with, and the reason I said women is because that's where a lot of your relationships come from. You know what I'm saying? You start picking the same woman, or you start picking the same kind of friends. Even certain friends you pick, and you be like, damn, this nigga my friend, but is he really? You know, you,
Acquaintance, acquaintance.
yeah, yeah. You got them kind of friends that you be cool, but they jokes and shit. You be like, damn. But you know why you take it? Why for me? Why I did it was because a lot of time I felt alone. And not only did I feel alone, I didn't know how to save myself. I didn't know how to go to myself and say, it's okay, I got us now. I got us. Because I didn't know, I couldn't identify what was hurting me. I
Yeah.
couldn't identify, I couldn't identify what was taking me off my square, what was keeping me positioned in an uncomfortable position. It wasn't until I started ascending. This is the other part of cool. It wasn't until I started saying, let me start thinking about me. Let me start pouring into me and taking some time to see what I like and who I am, that I start being able to look back and say, you know what, this hurt me. Let me
Mm-hmm.
go back and see why this hurt me. What happened here? What
Mm-hmm.
happened here? What in this moment made me feel so so down, so
Logic
weak?
versus emotion.
Right? What made me feel vulnerable? And then I had to realize it ain't it was at a time when I couldn't protect myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know that I was being attacked. I knew I was being attacked, but I didn't know the significance of the attack. So now, as I'm going into where God calling me, it's like, damn, this was hurting me back then, and this
Mm-hmm.
hurt me. But why did it hurt me? Why did I allow this to hurt me? Because I didn't know it was hurting me. And guess what? Because I didn't know it, I got attracted to it. Because this is all I know. I know hurt. I know pain. I know uh, tolerance, tolerating, being tolerated and not being appreciated or celebrated, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you also get attracted to the desire
Mm-hmm.
for it to be repaired by a person that resembles that same individual that caused the pain in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the all right. I'm, when you're vulnerable. So when you talk about being a child, there's vulnerability. That's why you got to have people take care of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't take care of yourself till you get to a certain age. You're vulnerable. So that vulnerability, you can put a band-aid on it all you
Mm-hmm.
want to, but when you take the band-aid off, the vulnerability still exists. It hasn't gone anywhere. It was covered up, and the band-aid comes off, the vulnerability is still there. I actually talk about that in my book. Removing the band-aid and the vulnerability still there. There's still a scar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're reading the book right now, you probably read that part because it's not too far in the book, but the vulnerability still exists, right? And what I mean by that is when these individuals come along years and years later, you become vulnerable to certain people. You let your guard down to certain people. You were talking about being in the grocery store and you could walk past a motherfucker and don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have a conversation with somebody else and it means something. In order to do that, you have to allow that person in to a certain extent, which means a person is not guarded, they're open.
Mm-hmm.
And when a person is not guarded and open, they're vulnerable. There's a level of vulnerability there. So when these individuals come now and you're an adult and you have chemistry or you have a desire, you may make yourself open to this individual. But in doing so, that openness creates vulnerability. Now, if this person doesn't check everything the way that you want it to be to make you feel good about being vulnerable with them in this way, like you say, I like you, and you
Mm-hmm.
express that and you mean it, but then
Mm-hmm.
they do something that triggers you being vulnerable and saying I like you, and you're like, bitch, I don't even be liking bitches like that. What the fuck? You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm talking, but I'm also trying to keep good. But you feel what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I don't even, bitch, and then I didn't did this. Whoop. So then it's like it's that unseen vulnerability that still exists from the first time that somebody told you wasn't worth a certain amount of something, or denied you, or scarred you, and it still exists, and then it's showing up in those moments of vulnerability. So you got to get stronger in that weakness, so that even when you open yourself up to somebody, you're not vulnerable in the same way to where they can trigger that weakness in you. Because at some point you're going to open up to somebody. But if you still got that same weakness and haven't strengthened it, then it's going to continue. It's going to continue to be a scar and a trigger. It's not always just a lesson learned. Yes, you got to learn a lesson, absolutely. But it's not always just a lesson learned. It's fucking pain and weaknesses that exist. And you have to get over pain and weaknesses by strengthening yourself. Just like I was talking about with corrective exercise.
Yeah.
It's the glue that holds everything together so that it doesn't go back.
What I'll be noticing is that as I progress, you know what I'm saying, I never give myself the credit. This is what I know. I don't know how many shows back we said it when we did one show, and I said,
how often do you turn around and look back and give yourself credit
and
for
give yourself credit? You know what I'm saying, for what you've been through, because you survived that. And as you start looking at these traumas, like for me, like I can look and count for my mom and them be telling me, boy, you didn't even smile when you came out. You never smile. You always look mean. I got a resting nigga face. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why don't I smile? Why don't I smile? I don't know if I know. I don't know if I want to make sure I said, what does
Oh shit.
What does smiling fuck, I know what smiling look like. I don't even know in the right way to say it how happy supposed to feel on a personal and on a personal growth. You know what I'm saying? Like I read what mom say right there when she said, you know, she had her hard times, and when she had her firstborn, she felt joy. When I had my firstborn, I felt happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got my firstborn. It was my secondborn that it was my secondborn that made me want to be better. You know what I'm saying? It was my secondborn that made me see a different value of life. And so, you know, love my firstborn, but my firstborn, and I just sent him a text the other day and told him I apologized that I had him at a time that my life wasn't put together. And that he had to see me go through pain and suffering. But I'm grateful that he was there with me along that journey, because he taught me how to love unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? Now, for my mom would say, I love you unconditionally. My brothers would say, we love you unconditionally. My sister, my nephews and nieces, they say, we love you unconditionally. But go back to what we be saying, I wasn't a good receiver. Because, and the reason I wasn't a good receiver was because I don't know how to I didn't know how to receive it from myself, to be able to accept it from somebody else. Right? So somebody else would say, I'm doing this, I'm giving you this, I'm showing you this. I'm not loving myself. But guess what? Guess where it came from? From way back when I was hurt and didn't know I was hurt. I didn't know the significance of the pain that 5-year-old me had to take. I didn't know how much damage it done. It's like when you get into a car accident and your body go through shock. You don't even know what hurt on your body until maybe a couple of days later. In this case, it's an emotional and a spiritual and a mental. And that's the hardest part, the mental. It's the mental damage. Because if you don't know that you mentally damaged, you will keep on bypassing it. Because there's so much stuff that piles onto you every day that you will bypass the significant trauma that you took then, whiplash, because your body is still be in shock processing and you don't even know that your body is still processing it because you didn't take the time to process it because you're trying to process everything else that's going on. But what the solution is always in the problem, right? If we process the trauma that started at 5, it'll be easier to process the problems that's moving forward because you already addressed one and you took a big piece of boulder off of your chest and set it to the side and say, okay, now let me look at the rest of this shit. What you got?
If you pick up a boulder, what you got to be?
Strong.
You got to strengthen where you were once weak.
Got to address the problem.
Which is strength in itself.
The strength.
That's the beginning of strengthening. Logic versus emotion.
Another strength is acknowledging. You got to be able to acknowledge that shit. CC just said it in there not too long. You got people afraid to look at themselves and address the real problems. I was that person.
Take strength.
Because I wanted to be accepted. One of the things that I heard so much when I was growing up, show you how some people they'll put a little curse on you and don't even know they cursing you. They used to tell me, "Oh, he gonna be a heartbreaker when he get older. Oh, look at them green eyes. He gonna be a heartbreaker." I didn't even know I was gonna be a heartbreaker. Listen, am I a heartbreaker? I'm gonna leave that to be determined, to be TBD. But the reason I say that is when I didn't have when I couldn't get a girlfriend or nothing like that. I thought I was gonna be a heartbreaker.
You're a heartbreaker. Where the fuck all these bitches?
Yeah, where are all these women that are supposed to be heartbreaking? Because the only person's heart getting broken is mine.
Yeah.
And why is my heart getting broke? Because I'm looking for love in females. Because I didn't feel loved enough. Or I didn't know how to receive the love that was being given. So now I'm looking for it in all the wrong places. But I'm operating from a standpoint of somebody who's been traumatized as a toddler, carrying it through my teenage and my adolescent years up until my adult years. So I'm operating from a standpoint of trauma and hurt and abandonment and loneliness and lack of self-worth. So what am I doing? What does all that mean? I'm people pleasing. That means I'm people pleasing. I'm out here trying to fit in with everybody. Hey, I can kick you here. Hey, I can do this. Even to people who don't appreciate me. Even to people who just tolerate me. Even to people who talk behind my back. Even to people who don't do as much work as you get it.
Yeah.
Now I'm out here dealing with all this because I didn't deal with the trauma, didn't deal with that big boulder. But now as an adult, we said we got to go back and start raising our inner child. Now I start going back and I got to sit in these moments. Well, what hurt me here? Well, why did I let this motherfucker talk to me like that? Because you was 5, nigga. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Give yourself some grace.
Right. Give yourself some grace and know that it's okay. Listen, we all have been through some shit. It's not as bad as you think it is. And you're not as good as you think you are. But as long as you got God in your life, as long as you put it in God's hands, you know it's in good hands.
In some cases, you might be better than you think you are. Often cases, and some of what you were just talking about is being better than you think you are. Because sometimes how people perceive themselves and what they think about themselves and their self-worth is an issue. Because their self-worth at a young age may have been damaged. So they may not think that they are good enough or, worth. They're not worthy, right? And so understanding that you are worthy, right? And I got a family I talk about them periodically on here that I'm very close with, and they have their own they're a very strong family. And the mother of that family, she's the queen, she's the head of it. And every time that you got to greet them a certain way when you greet them, they have a way they greet, they say shalom, and they have a way that they greet. But without going into too many details, when you greet her, her response is worthy. Like you'll say, shalom, and she'll say, shalom, and how you doing? And she'll say, I am worthy. Worthy, right? And early on, I would hear her say it, and then it finally caught on, right? And so recently, the last time that I was at one of their family events, she asked me how I was doing, and I said I'm worthy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm worthy, right? And there's power in confessing that you're worthy. Right? I'm worthy of the blessings. I'm worthy of the love. I'm worthy of the self-love. I'm worthy of everything that is intended to be uplifting, including me, myself. So I'm worthy, right? It's almost like when people say they're blessed, but it's, I'm worthy. So a person who may be battling, with those things may not understand their self-worth and may not even be claiming that they are worthy because of something that happened when they didn't even know that they had to claim they were worthy. It wasn't taught to them when they were 5 years old. They were taught their alphabet. They were taught how to walk. They were taught how to say mommy and daddy, but they were not taught in a culture of understanding their worthiness. And so when they were attacked in that vulnerable moment, when they didn't know that they were worthy, right? Imagine being a 5-year-old who from 0 to 5 you were always taught you were worthy, how worthy you are. And then someone says something, it's a lot less likely even at that age to understand your strength because it was taught to you from day one. It was incorporated in your fiber, in your being. But if not, and you know your ABCs and you know the people you love people and everyone is great, and then somebody do some shit and show you their real colors, you're like, whoa, what is this? And in those moments of vulnerability, you can stick with a person for a lifetime until they realize that they are worthy and they make that a strength instead of a weakness. So the solution isn't a problem, but the problem is being strong enough to identify exactly what the problem is and courageous enough to do something about it.
Right. So as I start being worthy, as I start feeling like I'm worthy, right? That's an affirmation in itself, right? So right when as I start feeling like, damn, I'm worthy. God don't play about me. That's one of my favorite sayings. I say, people, man, God don't play about me. As I start feeling that, the more I speak it, the more I believe it. The more I see it, the more I can see it. And so now I start looking at, damn, that was hindering me, right? But we can't hold on to our past. But it's so because we always want to hold on to what we think we accomplished. Let me hold on to this because I don't want to let it go. God, I don't want to let this go because they hurt me here. I never want to let it go. God, I feel great in this moment. I never want to let it go. But if I don't let go, then how can I move forward? So if you ever notice what I had to notice as I start appreciating myself, stepping away and just being with myself, I start noticing certain things God don't allow into my life. You know what I'm saying? God don't allow certain things into my life, no matter how much I want to let them in. God don't allow them in, and then and now I stop fighting with it. But then also you got to remember this, Pete, that once you start walking in your purpose, your past gonna start coming faster at you because as you start going higher, your past start grabbing at your ankles. It want to go up with you. It want to pull you back down with you. So this is what we do. We start going back to exes, the ones that was toxic. We start going back to the abusive relationships, friendships, the friends that we know talk about us, the jobs we know want to fire us. We start going backwards. We start looking for something familiar, even though the familiar was poison. We start reaching and feeling for the poison. Ain't that the cold part about it? Damn, I just got myself a message. It's like being addicted to meth or crack. You as long as you smoking it, you feel cool. You can mask and hide all the pain. But as soon as you start going through that recovery mode, that detox mode, that get this out of my system mode, your body start fiending for it. You start craving though you want that pain back. Let me get that pain so I can find a way to mask it. Let me get that pain back because I'm going somewhere now that I ain't never been before and I'm afraid to go there. I'd rather stay down here and deal with what I know I can deal with, opposed to keep on going forward. So what we do, we go back to the motherfuckers that we go back to the things that hurt us. For me, it can be anything. I live in my head. So you know what I'm saying? Now that I'm in there, I'm going in there and doing some spring cleaning. We had April. So now, and I told you, P, I'm big, we in Pisces season right now. Well, we in Aries right now. So this is that Aries and Pisces, where you forgiving, but it's the season we in right now is about cleaning out what's no longer serving your life. Look at your life like a cell phone that's running out of memory, and start going through your memory bank and start deleting some of these files and unnecessary pictures and unnecessary memories and unnecessary grudges and unnecessary things that we holding on and trying to carry with us. My next 40 years ain't gonna be like my last 40 years. Yeah. They're gonna be better, because I know that what hurt me then, I'm not gonna allow to hurt me now. Those who hurt me then you ain't getting the chance to come back and hurt me again. I'm not doing the what they call that shit, to spin the blocks. We ain't spinning blocks to pain no more. We ain't gonna sit over here and be let's go ring around the rosy on how many times you can hurt me. We're gonna normalize letting these motherfuckers go. Stop holding on to the things that's been breaking us, that's been keeping us down. And for me, I'm no longer looking at the table, because the next table that I want to sit at, that I have to sit at, where I can say, man, and you know what, I had a real good life. That's gonna be when I sit down and talk to God and I tell him, thank you, God. Look, because I didn't even know how I was gonna get through half of the stuff you got me through. I didn't even know I was gonna go through the stuff that you put me through to go through, but you brought me through it. I didn't even know. Man, you showed me how to do something at 3 that was gonna take me to 83. You know what I'm saying? So I want to sit down and make sure that me and God is on the same with that I'm in alignment with him and not with them. When Kendrick Lamar said they not like us, he meant the ones that's gonna follow what God telling you, not the ones that's gonna want to stand the pain. We got to change. We can go from saints to sinners and sinners to saints and all that other good stuff. But for me, this is where I'm saying, on this next journey, it's gonna it takes time, but I'm normalizing cutting people off. I'm normalizing letting go. I don't even need. I call you a friend. If it ain't my sisters or somebody that's real close, and all my family ain't even friends. But tell you some good news. You ever realized how blessed you is? This is how I knew God don't play about me. Somebody called me the other day, P, and said, hey, such and such just called me, and they wanted to know if you know somebody who hiring, because they need a job, and they need a job bad. Now, I knew, P, that they was calling me because they wanted to see if I was going to get this person a job. You know what I'm saying? But while the person, I said, well, give them my number and I'll talk to them. And they called me. And when they called me, I made a call with them on the phone. I used my other phone, made a call, let this person hear the conversation. And then they said, yeah, tell them to fill out the application and then give me a call back once they do. The person on the other line said, man, bro, I appreciate that, bro. I really needed that. And I said, okay, well, shit, when you get done with that, let me know and I'll get back. He did. He called me back about an hour later. I was like, bro, send me the screenshot. He was like, I just did it. I made the call. Hey, whoop, whoop, whoop. He checked it out. 10 minutes later, he texted me back. He said, bro, I got the job. Thank you. He said, bro, you don't know. I've been already out here looking for a job for months, bro. And all it took was a call to you in 10 minutes. He said, bro, this should have been my first call. And then what he told me, he said, man, KC, bro, when I get my first check, bro, I got you. I'm going to throw you something. You know what I'm saying? I said, hey, you good, brother. It's a blessing for me to be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? My blessings come different ways. And I had to sit back and think about myself like, damn, that was a play, because that was a blessing, because it ain't what you know. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. Yeah. But it's when God ready for something to happen. I ain't talked to this fella, and I ain't talked to this dude in maybe 20 years. And in maybe 17, 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Talk to this person. But when what God has for you, can't nobody stop. So that was the blessing. Then I talked to another friend of mine, family member, and they said, we were talking about trucks. And they said, man, I got 3 people to buy a truck. I got 3 people in trucks now. And I said, yeah, but it started with me. Not that they got me on, but I put one person on and it trickled down.
Yeah.
So other people start catching the blessing. And the reason I say that, I can use you as the same example. You know what I'm saying? From when you went to your gym, somebody started it, they put you on, and now you got people coming behind you. You got yogas and God damn it, P, what's the Pilates and what you know what I'm saying? You got clothes and look at what when God want to put the blessings on you, got to send whoever He want to bless you, however He want to bless you, and once you start receiving them blessings, you pay it forward to other people. So I start looking like, damn, I am better, I am worthy, and that's God saying, I got you. You don't know what I got you here for, but I know what I got you here for. So get in the passenger seat and quit trying to control and drive the ship. Let Jesus take the wheel and drive, because I gave my son away so that y'all can. I don't even want to go there. P, what you got?
You know, it's. I got a couple things, but I'm gonna go to what you just said about people putting somebody on. It's great to have people that'll put you on, but you know, using myself as an example, how I got on is the opposite. Didn't nobody put me on. They turned me away.
Oh,
I was turned away by everybody that could have put me on. By everybody that could have easily put me on, even when I had money, they turned me away. The people that I went to, the funny thing about it is, each of those individuals, once I got on, first dude I ever went to, he is now about to come work for me.
Won't he do it?
Well, not work for me, but he's going to come pay gym rent to me to work out of my facility. He doesn't even remember that 16 years ago, he turned me away. He don't even remember that. I do. He was in my gym talking to me about paying me rent to rent space at my facility. Another person that turned me away a couple times, but they turned me in a way that helped me though. They said to me, I called him, I said, man, I want to do what y'all doing. I saw y'all came to y'all thing. I want to whoop-de-whoop-whoop. He said, oh, yeah. Okay, cool. He said, yeah, well, go do it. Go work on yourself, get yourself right. Start with yourself, get yourself right, and go ahead and go do it. I was like, all right. And I went and motherfucking did it. And then one day he was sitting in a bar or something. And he owns gyms too. And somebody said to him that he was talking to him about his gym and everything. And they said, have you ever heard of this dude named Trainer Brain Fit Club? And he was like, yeah, I heard of that nigga. I'm not going to give too much of the story away and say too much, but he's like, yeah. And he go, man, somebody was talking to me. I was sitting at the thing. Somebody called me and told me about you. And I end up owning one of their facilities. The first facility I ever owned wasn't mine. It was one of theirs. When I owned that facility, it put me in preparation to know how to run a facility top to bottom, how to do invoices and payroll, how to have a team of coaches underneath you, how to do these things. But it wasn't because nobody put me on. It was because they turned me away. But what was in me, when they turned me away, that was the opportunity. So sometimes people got to understand the opportunity don't always look like roses and gifts. Sometimes opportunity, if it's in you, it's in you. It ain't on you, it's in you. Sometimes opportunity is there. They just don't recognize that the opportunity, because they take certain situations as the opportunity being taken away when really was gifted. The way that I got it was better than if they would have gave it to me. In my case. Because now I write my own story. And these individuals then come back and say, oh, you should partner with us now. Or you should do this. Why you rep Train the Brain Fit Club so tough? Nigga, because I did it on my own. Because I had to. You created an opportunity. If I would have listened to me, if they would have put me on, I would have never created Train the Brain Fit Club. It would have never happened. It wouldn't exist. I would have never wrote this book. I would have never built the company that I'm building, because I would have been part of their company and their dream. But God knew that's not what I was supposed to do.
Come on with it.
So I'm going to tell these niggas to turn you away. And the next person you go to, they go turn you away too. Because they turning you the way you're supposed to go. Not what you see with your eyes and you think is what you're supposed to do. Why ain't they helping me, bro? They got it.
Well, what's that saying, P? What God say? Praise me in private, and hold on. What is it? I'm gonna make you shine in front of them all. They can talk about you in darkness, or they can turn you away, but I'll make them. If y'all notice, I know one of y'all know.
See, Bell was on here. See, Bell would know.
He know what I'm saying. Moms know what I'm saying.
She probably do too.
When they talk about you in the private, but I'm gonna make you shine in front of them all in public. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did for you. Where Buddy turned you away, and now you're gonna come work. Yeah, you turned me away when you thought I was weak. But God say, I'm gonna make you come bow in front of me. You're gonna come to me and come on with it, man. When God don't play about you, he don't play about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And God don't. Well, listen, man, I watched you. I've been watched you. You 11 years in. I'm 4. You told me 7 years prior. KC, come on. It wasn't my time. It wasn't my time. You know, P, I tried to open up a Chick-fil-A. I tried to open up a Steak and Shake. I tried to open up. The first thing I wanted to do was open up a outpatient.
Yeah, the outpatient
nursing
thing.
home.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I wanted to do.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to do. Everything I was trying to do, they wanted my house. They wanted everything that they wanted. Chick-fil-A didn't even want to. Chick-fil-A like, yeah, you got to have $1 million. Chick-fil-A like it was a lot, but I was trying.
Psalms 23:5.
Psalms 23:5. You know.
Indeed. So sometimes while you pulling it up, the gift, if you know you're worthy, if you know that you're worthy, and you're willing to do the work. You got to be willing to do the work. Sometimes the opportunity isn't being turned away.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou enemies my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Wait, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So he's gonna give me my food in front of my enemies. Oh, is that what I say, P? God so powerful, he'll make the devil deliver you your blessings. He gonna let you eat in front of everybody who want to watch you starve. Let that sink in. He's gonna let you eat in front of everybody who watched you starve.
He prepares a table for you in the presence of your enemies.
Come on with it. Oh, y'all don't like me? Y'all don't want me here? I tell you, y'all don't want me to sit at y'all table? I tell you what, I'm gonna come with this 1-seater. That's why they made sports cars. Just me and God gonna ride. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. knowing who you are and knowing when you start feeling worthy, you start feeling like, God, you got me. I see what you're doing for me.
I'm worthy.
I'm worthy. And you start seeing that, and you start believing that, and you start feeling that, man, you start seeing people different. You start moving different. The way you start interacting with people, my patience is low. I'm tired. Ooh, one of my friends, ooh. If you want if you want in that chat right now, you're gonna know this one for you. They told me during their healing process that they were always tired. During their healing process, they were always tired because they was told that recuperating is exhausting. You know what I'm saying? And I find myself to be tired sometimes and irritable. It can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. Like, damn, why am I so drained? It's because I'm releasing all the things that hurt me, and it's tiring putting yourself back together. It's like working a 24-hour job. It's like working a 24-hour job mentally, on top of going to work physically. You know what I'm saying? So when we start watching ourselves,
but it's worth it.
It is absolutely worth it. It is absolute the
Which
work
makes you worthy.
Because anything worth having is worth working for. And God didn't give you nothing easy. That's why it's very important for y'all in this comments. Y'all got to remember, God gonna give you free will. We got free will. We can go back, we can dwell, we can sit there and reminisce on all the things about ourselves we don't like, about all the things about other people we don't like, about the people that hurt us. We can dwell on that as long as we want to. You got free will. But you also have free will to let all that stuff go and progress forward. And understand that everything wasn't going to be perfect. Everything not going to be perfect moving forward. Everything happens for reasons. Make sure you're learning the lessons and learning these people that's coming into your life and why they coming into your life. Because just because they're there, they're not necessarily there because it's the kind of person that you like. They're there because it's something about them that's triggering something that you're burying, that you're hiding, that you need to address about yourself.
And so it's an opportunity to get stronger. And it's an opportunity to get stronger.
Absolutely. So when you find that you got somebody that's toxic, it's a toxic relationship. What makes it toxic? What about this person you don't like? What about this person keeps you in turmoil? Why is you and this person in turmoil? Because y'all are mirroring each other. Something about this person is triggering you, and something about you is triggering them. Y'all are seeing the same things in one another that y'all don't like about yourselves. And so y'all keep on trying to say, hey, we can be together, but it's like, nah, we the same damn thing. You can't put two men, that's what it is. You can't get it there. No matter what you're trying, because that, whatever it is that you're holding on to in that moment is not allowing you to move forward because you haven't addressed it. And again, I go back to what Pete said, the solution is in the problem. So the solution would be whatever's in this problem, I need to address it. That's the solution. Address it. Address how it made you feel. Address why you let it make you feel like that. Address what it is that you need to move forward. Address if you could have changed it, what would have been different, so you know how to handle it next time. It's about addressing the issues that hurt you and hinder you. What you got,
And
P?
identifying the first time it ever happened. And identifying the first time that ever happened. Because like we've been talking about in this episode, more than likely, that particular, the occurrence that might be current is not the first time. So identifying the first time that it happened is where you repair yourself from it occurring in the future.
Yeah. So we don't have to, for me, I only always speak for myself because I can't speak for what nobody else feel because we all talk. For me, what I know, what I'm learning now is it's okay. I'm gonna leave it at, I'm gonna put a period at the end of that. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's
sure.
okay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even say nothing behind just it's okay. It hurt me. I got over it. It's okay. I don't like this person. They don't like me. It's okay. Because what they say? What's the understanding they got right here, people? When they say, how you feel about me ain't my business.
Mm.
How you view me, what you think about me ain't none of my business. You entitled to feel how you want to feel. Problem is we put too much stock into how other people feel about us,
Mm.
and stop worrying and stop forgetting how we feel about ourselves, because we are so worried. And I'm guilty of it. What they say about me, what you think, I still do it now. Care what other people think. Care what other people think, when in reality, the only person who opinion should matter about what I have going on in my life, besides my kids, is me. What somebody else think about me, it shouldn't be a bother. Go for it.
So check this out. So how you doing today, my brother?
My guy, I'm doing pretty damn well. How about yourself?
Mm-mm. One more time. How are you doing today? Now remember, I told you when I addressed the queen what she says. Her
It might
response
cost,
to me, huh?
it might cost a little, it might cost a lot.
No, fool.
what you
I
what you talking
told you
about?
about the family that I'm close with.
Right.
And
Oh, I'm worthy.
stop.
Ah.
So let's do this again. How are you doing today, my brother?
I'm worthy.
Indeed,
Shalom.
you
How
are.
are you doing today, my brother?
I'm worthy.
Hello.
I'm worthy.
Hello.
And I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's one of my things right there. You better say it. That's one of the things that I'm starting to make sure I pay attention. I'm gonna make sure I put that on one of my sticky pads on my mirror. I'm worthy. You know what I'm saying? Affirmations, big on affirmations. Got to make sure we speaking these things into existence for ourselves. Because if you don't believe it about yourself, then how can somebody else
When,
believe it?
when it's hard,
Mm,
it's easy to say it right now.
yeah.
When it's
Yep.
difficult, when you face with them traumas, that's
Come
when you
on with
say
it.
you worthy.
Come on with it.
When it's not easy, when it is painful, when a trigger do come in, when something don't go your way, when you feeling like troubled by something,
Mm,
that's when you really need to say it. That's when you really need to confess it. That's when you really need to believe it. That's when you really need to make it a way of living and doing.
mm,
It's easy to be worthy when you're feeling good, but it's more powerful, and we're talking about strengthening, when a person is feeling vulnerable and down, and becoming strong by saying, I'm worthy, and actually moving in that direction, acting the
mm,
part of being worthy, even in a moment where something that is trying to disturb that what you are worthy of.
mm,
That's when it's real strength. And that's how you get stronger in the area where you were once weak. When something tries to pull you back at the ankles, like you was talking about earlier. But you're
mm,
strong enough now to not be pulled down, not to spin the block, because you remember something in the moment right when you was about to get pulled down. Nigga, I'm
mm,
worthy.
mm. God don't play about me. God don't play about me. That's what you better know it.
And now I'm stronger
Come
than
on with it. It's hard to be. It's hard though. That's why you said it, because that's one of the hardest things to do, is to be in a state of hurt and pain and just when you feel worthless. That's the way, when you feel worthless, like fuck, nothing's going right for me. God, why are you putting so much of this crap on me? That's where you go back to Job. Like, God, what, dude? I praise you. I give you all the glory. Why are you doing this? You got to still get in that moment and be like, yo, I'm worthy. I know that you got something better for me coming. Sometimes you just got to go through the. Sometimes you just got to go through shit, but you still got to know that it's you. It's you. God put His hands on you, and once He touched you, once He put His hands on you, and He told you, "I got you," and you got to feel that in your heart. That's not just some words you got to say. You got to feel that in your heart. I know God got me,
Mm-hmm.
and once you feel that, And then you can say, you know what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
And you don't get stronger without challenges.
That part.
Healthy challenges is how you get stronger. You may need these challenges to get stronger where you were once weak. Identify a weakness, train until it becomes a strength. Identify an area where you were once weak, train your mind, train your body, train your spirit. An area where you were once weak, this was a weakness, train until it becomes a strength. And now you can add that over here to the strength side. One weakness at a time. I used to be weak in this area. Not no more. I'm strong in it. And when you move a boulder, there might be some pebbles. You moved the boulder because you were strong enough. But that don't mean there ain't no pebbles there. And you might step on a stone along the way that's just like, oh, this is one I need to move. But if you have the strength to move the boulder, if you care to do so, you're strong enough to identify this area of weakness here too. And move that on out the way too. How many times have you identified an area of weakness and made yourself stronger? This is why I love fitness. And this is why I use fitness as a tool to coach people in the way that we're talking right now. Anybody who trains with me for real knows that I just use fitness as a tool to change their lifestyle, like it did for me, like it does for me, like it's doing for me. Because we can identify a very specific area of a weakness, and we can train with proper training, challenging ourselves with healthy challenges, and get stronger than you ever were, ever. So identify an area of weakness, and this is actually one of my quotes. It's in the book too. Identify an area of weakness and train until it becomes a strength.
She put train the brain. 3 no's, get to the right. Yeah. Listen, I take a many. I took a lot of no's. I took a lot of no's. But what they say, you only need 1 year. You only need 1 yes. One.
Train the brain, and the
body will follow. That's an accurate thing. What's the first thing they teach you in football? And when you play in the defense, look at the person waist. Can't go nowhere without that.
You didn't play football.
The fuck you gonna tell me I didn't play football? We was on the same goddamn team. God damn, nigga just came out here. You one of them nigga I was talking about right there. You motherfucker, he gonna fix my table in front of you. Fix my table in front of you. God damn.
Be your own folks, huh?
Yeah, God damn. It be the nigga closest to you. God, that nigga was on the same football team with me. Matter of fact, I was just telling somebody that story the other night because I don't know if we was at Menlo Atherton.
When I scored the winning touchdown? That's what you want to tell the story?
Nah, hell nah, nigga.
When I scored the winning touchdown?
We lost that game. I'm talking about.
You talking about at
it was a night game.
No, yeah, that was Monte Vista.
Monte Vista, and remember
the reason I know it was Monte Vista because that was my son's practice field when he played Pop Warner.
And I remember when I think you was on the field with me, or you was on the sideline, or you was on the field with me. And dude did the kickoff, and he was running. I was in the backfield, and I seen him coming. And that nigga was striking too. He done made it past everybody. And that nigga started coming down the sideline. And I started chasing him. And I remember that, nigga. That's how you know you were meant to be my friend. Cause nigga, I remember hearing you saying, "You got him, nigga, get him." All right, that nigga still scored a touchdown. But I remember you saying that, and I remember that game.
Yeah, my
listen, man, that was a good thing right there. You know, God put people into your life for a reason. Yeah. You're one of the people that come into my life for a reason.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? My circle gets smaller. We all know that our circles get smaller.
I was just telling somebody that the other day.
As our circles get smaller, here we go though. Ooh, watch this, because I'm gonna show you how eyeball work. Watch this. As the circle gets smaller, your network can grow though. My network expands.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? As my y'all get me right. I do business with me and a select few, but my business is gonna take me. It leaves me broad, so I don't kick with a lot of people. Once I shut down, one of my friends tell me all the time, "You don't do nothing but stay in the house. You don't do nothing but stay in the house." Shit, that's the same as making money to me. Saving money, me not spending no money is just as efficient as me making money because I ain't lose nothing.
You can save some money. You made some money.
You better know it. Because as soon as I walk out the door, that's $50 gone immediately. Open the door, ding dong, 50. Car store, 20. Grocery store, 1,000.
1,000.
Before you got home, all the day profit gone. Where did my money go? Shit, you went to the store, didn't you?
You went outside.
Right. So just
You got
sitting.
some fresh air, ain't it?
Right. So sometimes not doing nothing is the same as doing a lot. Learn how to be efficient. Be efficient with your life. Be efficient with your energy, your time, your mental peace, your health. Be efficient. I challenge y'all this week. Remove one of them. Matter of fact, this is my challenge. Go and do the work on one. Find one of them scenes, the movie scenes of your life. Find one of them movie scenes of your life that you hold on to from 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. One of them ones that you know you should have let go of a long time ago. I challenge you. Go sit in that one for a minute, do the work, and then let that one go. But the other part of the challenge is find something that you're weak at and work on improving that. Let's work on improving while removing. Let's Captain Planet. Recycle, reduce, reuse, don't pollute. Let's work on removing and improving. Removing and improving. Remove something that no longer fits.
That's
with the life that you're ascending to.
That's the 30-day best practices.
Come on with it.
That's the 30-day. But what you just gave people as a challenge is the 30-day best practices that I send out to all my members that I talk about on here all the time. That's the 30-day best practices. And you're absolutely correct. It's a healthy challenge. And you can do it every month. One thing where people get caught up, they try to do a whole well, they try to do a whole bunch of,
I just called what he just called you. That nigga said, okay, Al Bundy.
Oh, but because of you could definitely, get caught up in trying to do a whole bunch of things because it feels good. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this too. No, one thing, like Casey said, one movie part or whatever it is.
One movie.
And it's if you accept the challenge of doing so, do one thing for the next 30 days. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish. And no one thing is too small. No one thing is too small.
I'm gonna give y'all mine. My one thing that I'm gonna work on for the next 30 days, my weakness. My one movie scene that I'm gonna work on. I don't know yet. I'm gonna work on it though. P, what's one weakness that you're gonna work on?
Desire. I already started. So when we was having this conversation, it was very interesting. Every 30 days I do on my current one. That's why I wrote the quote. Usually when I write the quotes and I put them out, it's things that I current. So my current one that I'm working on is discernment over desire. And so because you have to identify what the negative thing is that's affecting you. And when you do that, you have to think what's the opposite. And then you no longer focus on the negative, you focus on the positive. And that's the thing that you do for the next 30 days. So for me, it's not being led by my desires, but being led by wisdom and discernment.
That's a cold one right there, P. I think that might be too big for me right now.
But that's why I said no small thing is no pebble is too small. I didn't start there.
Yeah,
you want to know the first thing I started with that I can remember?
What's that?
Not drinking milk. That's where I started this at. And then after that, but you know what? It even started before that. It was not smoking weed. Then it was not drinking alcohol. Then it was not milk. Then it was like it just kept going and going and going. And then I realized it was a thing. And then I had people asking me to help them in their lives. And then I was like, well, do this. And then I actually made it. And then people was like, I need you to write me something. I need you to call me every day and motivate me. Because when I come in here and see you, I get motivated, but I need it with me. So then I start sending out text messages. This is how I came up with the quotes. Every morning I would just start sending out text messages to my people. Because like when I come in here, I feel a certain way, but then I go home, I need this to wake up to. So I would sit and I would record voice messages and stuff. And that's how I came up with my quotes. But the thing is, and the truth is, I was doing these things myself. So I was just sharing with people, not what I read in the book, but what I put into practice. And that's why I call them best practices. So there's no thing that's too small is the point that I'm getting to. Start with the small things because those make you triumphant in that arena of best practices. And then you just keep going. So that's the one that I'm doing currently right now. Though. Yeah.
I think the one I got like a oh no I don't know which one I'm gonna work on, man, because I've been
Touching
trying
a snake. My mom gonna say touching a snake
I
because I
seen
don't
it.
like snakes, but I already did that years ago.
Oh man, when you be shaking people's hands, you touching snakes.
Well, them too, and
Come
women
on
though,
with it, man.
them women. But no,
Them the worst ones on two legs. Them two-legged
no. But I
snakes.
actually was in the gym. I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Is that a snake?" And they was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Shit, I got it." And I touched the snake. And if anybody know that, no, boy, I used to be completely. That was the one thing. Even a toy snake, I didn't want to even be in the room with it. And I touched the snake. So I did that one already. Oh, you talking about yourself? Oh, you were naming one of the things I did years ago. Yeah, one of the. Oh, that was one of way back when I drank the milk and all that. I mean, stopped drinking milk. I touched the snake. That was one of the first things I did. That's why she said that. Correct. I got a video of me doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I touch a snake. I don't like it. Certain shit out. You know what? If I was picking up a snake, I could with gloves on. I could with gloves.
No,
Like I
no,
got
no,
like this.
no. You know how people have a phobia,
Yeah,
like real phobias, like heights and
yeah.
things of that nature.
Mm.
That for me, that was snakes.
I get like that with ugly feet.
Don't go to no pools then. Don't go to no public pools.
I was watching a video the other day. Lady
You
was
can't
getting
even be
her
in the
feet
water.
done, and the lady was using like big, damn near wire cutters cutting her feet, bro. That's
Hey, Casey, let me tell you something.
go
You
for it.
know, when you get in your bag like this, I think it's very therapeutic when you open up in this way and you direct the conversation in this way because it can go any way you want it to go. You know what I mean? And I think that when you do this, it gives a platform to people that is needed. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I like when you get in these modes like this. That's why when you kick it off and I just be listening because it's an opportunity because your transparency and everything that you share in that moment is very therapeutic for a lot of people. So I would only encourage you to do it more often.
You know why I do it, P? Be honest with you, because I'm on my healing journey. I'm on my healing journey, and as I go on my healing journey, and this why I love what we do. Period. Not just me, both of us. The reason I do it is because I know I'm on my healing journey, and as we go through, and we talk to people, I know as other people going through the same things that I'm going through, or if not, already went through, that I can say, hey, you might got some advice for me. You might not got some advice for me. Just sometimes when I'm just listening to you talk, you would say something, be like, nigga, you was right on time with that. Good shit. You know what I'm saying? But other people in here, man, we all go through something. We are life then life us all. We all didn't been beat up in some form, shape, or fashion in every kind of way. So when we get here, I ain't gonna try to hide it and say, oh, you know what? I just got everything figured out. I don't. I don't have none of it figured out. I just know the journey that I'm on. And I know that as I do the work, my people, we a tribe. This we a tribe. This is no cap. We don't lie here. We ain't no need to lie. We're gonna be open, we're gonna be transparent, we're gonna give you what other people ain't gonna give you. And if they do give it to you, they might want to give it to you in secret or sneak on the phone and talk about somebody while they give it to you. Or you gotta go behind somebody back. I'm gonna tell you about me. Because you ain't got if you go back and tell, he said XYZ, it's on YouTube. They can go see it for themselves. I ain't embarrassed about who I am. I used to be embarrassed. That's part of my healing journey. I used to care how people felt and how people viewed me. Now I care how I feel about me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got it. Nobody got to talk about me. I talk about myself. I
Yeah.
make a lot of my own shit. I tell you about my own shit because I know what I done been through. And I know that if I didn't have God on, wow, I just heard that song in my head. With God by my side, tell me where would I be? You know what I'm saying? Without God by my side, where would I be? Because I done set up, I done told you plenty of times, man. There's been times when I done set up in there crying, didn't know how I was gonna make it. I done down there been homeless. I done been kicked. Come on, man. Everything you could think about, I done been there. So I know everybody probably ain't been in the same situation. Somebody probably gonna be there later. But it's a way, it's a will, it's a way. And I like to make sure that if anybody ever feel like, damn, man, how do I get there? You can holler at me. We can figure this shit out together. We can walk, we can talk, we can sing and dance if that's what it fucking takes. I'm gonna put a smile on your face. I'm gonna make you laugh because laughing, smiling, that's a form of healing. That's a form of medicine. You know what I'm saying? Getting it out, put it out in the open because if I can say it to y'all, guess what? I'm releasing some of this shit. This is picking that boulder up and moving it. So when y'all say in the comments and y'all talking, y'all, and we can have this open dialogue, y'all picking up a boulder and you're moving it. It may not even be a boulder. You may not even say much. You may start thinking it. If you're thinking, it may be a pebble. But God said, give me the faith the size of a mustard seed. So if you got a pebble, you just move something. Baby steps is better than no steps. Slow motion is better than no motion. One pebble is better than no pebbles. So if I can help and give somebody that, I'm going to give somebody that because nobody was giving it to me. Or if they was, I didn't know how to receive it. So I'm going to provide a service that somebody can. And then we go to therapy and we go to these damn classes and they want you to talk to shrinks and get this medicine. The real medicine is opening up and letting it go and get it off because we hide so much shit from ourselves. And y'all don't got to share with us. Y'all don't got to share with me. But as long as you can be share with yourself and let it go and get some of that shit up off of you, I promise you, you're gonna feel better. And you know, I know P. He talks the physical health is on all the time, and it always comes back because exercise, therapeutic. It's a way to open up that endorphins, makes you happy. It makes you happy. It makes you feel good. But all the time, y'all don't want to work out. Do the push-ups, do the weightlifting, do the mental workout, do the spiritual workouts. Do them too because slow motion is better than no motion. And one step, everything starts one step at a time. And this is what I try to give people. So I appreciate you saying that, brother. And you know, sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's where I'll be at, and sometimes,
Well,
sometimes,
the more the merrier. And if you do want to talk to somebody, I actually do this for a living. I call it mindset sessions. My members pay for it all the time. So you are welcome to sign up with Train the Brain Fit Club and do a mindset session anytime that you want to. Yes, indeed. You can do a mindset session with Coach P anytime you want to. KC, this is the longest one we did in a long time. It was
I know.
it was a reason that it was long. We used to do like 2 hours every single time. We started holding them to an hour. But I think that this one was probably one of our best episodes in a long time.
No, we got hella good episodes.
Nah, but I'm talking about for the fact that we held this long and what we held for this time period. This was just a good one in a long time. But yeah, mindset sessions, mindset coaching sessions are available. I do them all the time, one-on-one, so you can do those too. We starting our book club officially. Your book is coming out. And we can start with whatever book y'all want to, but y'all know what book I'm suggesting.
Yeah, you sent everybody the damn book except for me.
I'm sending you yours. Yours will be there and to take about 3 days, 2 to 3 days. You'll have yours in 2 to 3 days. So crack that thing open. Let's start reading and going through the book and or any book that y'all choose, but you know the one I'm choosing.
And before we go, because we finna go, but I'm gonna end this with another prayer. I started it with a prayer, so I'm gonna end it with a prayer. So y'all here with me? Let's go with it. Father, thank you for coming here today. For all the eyes that's listening to us, for all the, not eyes listening to us, but for all the ears that hear us and all the eyes that see us. Father, I ask that you put your hands down on us. Touch us today. Father, breathe on us. Let us know that you're here with us. I know I feel it. I know they feel it too, Father. I thank you for giving me the words to use and give to these beautiful folks and people here. Lord, that's our family, Father. That's who you put around us. I pray that you continue to make our days great, blessed, keep us progressing, and keep us healing, healthy, and happy. Father, we need you not just today, but every day. Father, we thank you for what you've done in our past and what you think, and thank you for what you're going to do in our future. And we thank you for what you've done today. Father, I thank you that and ask that you continue to watch over us, continue to bless us, protect us, guide us, give us strength, love, and encouragement and guidance. And Father, speak to all of us so you can speak to all through all of us so that we can be blessings to others the way you have been blessings to us. In Jesus' name, I pray that as we get off this live today, Father, that we are better tomorrow than we were yesterday, better today than we were yesterday. In Jesus' name, we pray. God bless and amen.
Amen. And
Amen.
make sure that you like, subscribe. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. We if it's your first time here, you never know how the show. We have different, and this is just what today was. This was just a calling on today, and we went with it. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you would like to purchase the book, tap in. Train and Brand Anybody Will Follow. If you want mindset sessions, tap in. If you need trucking services, but most importantly, just make sure that you are taking care of yourself and taking care of those close to you, and you are liking, subscribing, and helping us build this community right here, because it ain't that many like this. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another live episode. And as my brother said, I don't know if he's still on here, but everyone claimed that they are claiming worthy. That is what we gonna move on with and take that with us. So the next time, hopefully when I see you and I say, how you doing? Your response to me is, I'm worthy. Yes, indeed, worthy.
So I trust him at all times. Hey, y'all be good, y'all. Hey, here we out, man.
That was another live episode of No Cap Live with KC and Coach P. That is the knowledge and wisdom of KC and Parrish. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves and continue to rock with us, and we will see you on the next one.
Yep, in a minute, brother.
All right.